I think I get it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you get it now?
Yeah, I get it.
There's literally no. Never mind.
No what?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
There's nothing to get? Is that what you're saying?
Greg, you sound like you have something to say.
Nope.
Do
I didn't
you?
realize. I didn't realize we were already.
We're on the air. I said we're live. Hi.
Oh, were you going to say something rude about our listeners?
Something else. Nope.
That sounds like a yes.
Nope.
It sounds like a yes.
Yeah.
I think we have a yes.
I was going to say something that might get you in trouble, so now I'm just going to be quiet.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Well, don't get me in trouble.
Well, that's why I stopped, but you keep pushing.
Why do you keep? What were you going to say that was going to get me in trouble?
Nothing.
Don't say it now.
You're going to talk about all that illegal stuff I did? About the meth lab that's right on the other side of that door?
No.
Okay.
No. You 3D print that? You
run meth lab?
The meth lab?
Sure did. That's the only reason I got that 3D
Where do
printer.
Where do you go to find the plans for that?
3dmethlab.com.
Of course.
That's
pretty brazen.
Well, that's hiding in plain sight, you know?
Seems to be the theme for the last 10 years.
Hello, and welcome to episode 956 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. That's 3/25/25. 3/25/25. You get it? Get me?
No.
Yeah.
That's going to happen 12 times this year.
Oh, okay.
When you get two 25s in a row.
Yeah, but this episode dropping on a 3/25/25, that's pretty.
There was already a 1/25/25 and a 2/25/25.
Yeah, but did we release an episode on those days?
Does it matter?
Yes,
that's
it does.
Kind of his whole point.
That's my point. Yes.
I mean, there's a 1 in 12 chance this is going to happen. It's not. We're not winning the lottery here.
The next time
1 in 12 chance?
But there are 12 months in the year.
Yeah, but there's more than 12 days in each month.
But the 25/25 is only occurring 12 times.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the special thing, right?
Let's just see if it happens again. I'm looking through the calendar. I don't think so. Oh, it could in November.
Oh, there you go.
It's only going to happen one more time this year. So it's time to get excited. All right. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me as always from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
You're pretty manic this week. You're all
talking about.
So you're all hopped up on goofballs or what?
I don't have any goofballs. No,
they're all gone.
No, they're gone. I took them all. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
This is legit stoner behavior from CJ.
Yeah, you got nothing for us. This is not legit stoner from me.
No, I got nothing.
Got nothing. All right.
No,
well, with me as well is
he's with me too.
Well, he's from you. He's with you also from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
What?
How's it going?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's awesome.
Okay.
What?
What?
How's it going?
It's going good.
It's good to see you, CJ.
It's good to see you.
I'm just having a laugh. How you been?
I've been okay.
Good.
Yeah.
How about you, Greg, with whom I am also here?
I'm good.
I'm glad to hear it. What's that?
I am.
He's reading Facebook.
Greg's reading Facebook?
Apparently. You gotta close that tab. Be present. Come on.
Jeez,
like me.
Grandma.
For this?
Yeah, why not?
CJ?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you representing the Chicagoland area with your Moldorama t-shirt.
I am. I had to support. And this was sold out for a while.
I have one my own self.
You have one. I was not able to get one because of my extreme size, and they did not have my size in, so I couldn't.
Did you get one for your pet blue ox as well?
I did.
Good.
So they finally had 2XLs in, and I was like, yes, I think I was visiting Chicago.
Only 2 of them?
A week ago. Yes. And talking with my dad about old Chicago stuff, like places we used to go,
Right.
things that used to be around. And we were talking about the Museum of Science and Industry.
Yes, indeed.
Chicago.
The Chicago staple.
A Chicago staple, indeed. And I was like, oh, that reminds me of Molderama.
Molderama.
I was
Yes,
like, I
indeed.
wonder if they have a 2XL t-shirt in stock now.
So what is
very quickly-
Molderama?
You
I
wouldn't
think
understand.
I think we have
I don't.
spoken about Molderama before, but for those who do not know, it is
The show's been going a long time.
That's true.
it's like a Midwest thing, right?
Well, it started in the Midwest, but there are machines elsewhere. They're not
now, you
super
know what?
common.
Now I remember what this is. Yeah, okay.
You remember
These are the
what this is.
injection molded
Yeah.
plastic
Wax.
souvenirs.
Plastic,
Yes.
yeah, souvenirs. And I had one from the Brookfield Zoo of a dolphin.
Yeah.
Echo?
The dolphin show, not Echo. No, a different dolphin.
This was an unnamed dolphin.
Larry
Sounds
was his
lame.
name. And Larry
Imagine
the
if
dolphin.
they called that game Larry the Dolphin.
Larry the dolphin spent his time displayed on my bookshelf when I was a wee lad. When I didn't need a
Nobody
2XL
believes you
t-shirt.
were ever a wee lad. Steve.
Yeah.
When I only needed one L, probably.
When I was 4.
When I was 4.
Yeah.
Because I've been 6'3" since I was 12.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway, yeah, Molderama. I was like, yes, Chicago staple, must have it. So yeah, I received my Molderama t-shirt and I thought, you know what? Who would best appreciate this but my good friend from the Midwest, Phil? So I should wear it on the podcast today.
Why, that's me.
Yeah.
Should I go get my Svengoolie shirt on?
No, we'll save that for next week.
Should I get my Svengoolie shirt on here on camera? Give a little treat for those watching on the
And
YouTubes.
then we'll have to put on the explicit tag.
I have pasties on, don't worry.
I'm getting a notification from Facebook.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
how's it going, guys?
It's going
You already
it's-
asked that.
It's going fine. It's still
Yeah,
fine.
Good week. Still fine. Okay.
Everything's still okay.
Good. Yeah.
Well, good night, everyone.
Night. We're done.
This is our weekly wellness check-in.
Let's talk about some video game news. Why
Oh.
don't we?
Okay.
Because you'll be happy about this.
Which one?
Person in the audience who cares about Koei games on Super Nintendo.
Oh.
There are Koei games on Super Nintendo that have been added to NSO.
Oh, okay.
And you, dear listener in the audience who are interested, there you go. There's some news for you. So chew on that.
Are those haven't been added yet, right?
No, they are going to be added this week on March 28th.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobunaga's Ambition.
That's Nobunga. You're mispronouncing that.
Nobunaga's Ambition. Nobunga's Ambition, Lord of Darkness. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4, Wall of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And Uncharted Waters, New Horizons. Yeah.
That's
a lot of strategy.
That's a lot of Koei games. Yeah.
It's a lot of Koei games. Yeah.
Yeah.
From before they did Neo and
Yeah. Back when
Rise
that's
of
all
the
they did
Ronin.
was strategy games.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, you
Or
know what?
Dynasty Warriors.
They knew what their market was, and boy, did they ever cater to it.
They certainly did.
Yeah.
They did know what the market was. They catered to it, and now it's on NSO, so you can play it. I never played any of these games.
I tried various times, but they're not
Not
They're
for
not
me.
game.
Back in the day or in recent?
back in the
Years.
day.
Okay. Yeah, I
'Cause it
didn't
was, you
touch any
know,
of these.
Back
Back
when
then.
I would try any
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
once just to see what it was about and see if I liked it. And it didn't take long to try a Koei game and realize that no, it's not for me.
Well, this is no Aerobiz,
No Aerobiz Supersonic either.
no. But Uncharted Waters, if it's a pirate game, I'm interested. Or New Horizons.
Are you going to try that?
Should
Was
I?
that one on the list? I didn't.
He's
even
not
hear that
actually
was
going
on
to
the
try
list.
it.
Uncharted Water.
Why
New
don't you try it?
Horizons.
Try it. You'll hate it, but you should try it.
I should try it. Maybe I
Yeah.
will. Maybe I will.
Maybe you will.
Greg.
Maybe this will awaken a new
Greg and Phil.
passion.
There you go. Maybe we'll
Doubtful.
be. Maybe we'll just get
Doubtful.
instead of the Yakuza minute, it'll be the Koei minute,
Yep.
the classic Koei
Highly
minute.
Highly doubt it.
Very doubtful. I agree.
Very, very doubtful. That's too much strategy for me. I don't like strategy. Like going in, guns blazing, and getting killed immediately, and then trying again. You know?
Your nightly trips to Davy Jones' locker.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, our good friends at Remedy, you remember Remedy, makers of Alan Wake 2
Heard of Remedy? Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah,
Control
yeah.
and Alan Wake.
Right.
Well, they were releasing a multiplayer game this summer called FBC Firebreak. The FBC stands for the Federal Bureau of Control from the Control series. See how that
Oh my
works?
gosh.
And the Alan Wake series.
And the Alan Wake series.
The
Yeah.
Federal
And
Bureau
this
of
is
Control is in Alan Wake 2.
This is part of the Wakeverse.
It is part of the Wakeverse.
Okay.
Is it the Wakeverse or the Controliverse? Or is it
I
the
think they're
Remedyverse?
interchangeable. I think probably Remedyverse probably makes more sense.
Remedyverse.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is a multiplayer game sort of in the vein of a Left 4 Dead style thing where you are playing with friends and finding out what is causing all these paranatural conundrums.
Oh,
Paran-
nice.
Paranormal conundrums within the FBC. So one of them that they showed that looks really interesting is post-it notes turning into enemies and like big bosses just made of post-it notes.
They've already done this in Paper Mario, the Origami King.
Well,
This
could you
is
shoot at them though? Could you
with your fireballs. Yeah.
blow them to smithereens? No? Yes? Fireballs? Okay.
I mean,
Well, this is different. This has guns.
You could blow them into a series of much smaller tasks.
There you go. So I suggest you watch the trailer and get ready for that to come to Game Pass. It's coming to Game Pass in the summer. I'm interested. Yeah,
Is
the
this-
multiplayer game. I'll try it
Just
once.
think this is something you don't even have to make Mike buy because it's on Game Pass.
oh,
It's on
that's
Game
true.
Pass. That's very true.
Think of all the money you're saving your best friend Mike.
Indeed.
Probably like $60.
At least. Well, Canadian.
it's
more
like
Oh yeah,
almost
Canadian. I'm
100.
sorry.
Yeah.
This
At
isn't gonna
least
be
$350.
A
Yeah.
multiplayer only shooter. Yeah, it's not going to be $60.
I mean, this
Really?
Maybe $60.
You don't
in
think?
Canada.
is Canada.
Yeah, maybe 60
I
in
mean,
Canada.
Up there is Canada. This
The
is
Suikoden collection was over $50.
Oh, was
over
it?
$50.
Oh,
No.
well, isn't that nice?
There you go. CJ picked up what I was putting down.
I did, Phil. You know what else? Well, I don't know if I'm going to pick up, but I know somebody here is going to pick up. Lego Pokemon is a real thing that's happening and probably rolling out next year in 2026. That's it, folks. All right, the next one.
Whoa, I had
the
no
next
idea.
story- the next story we got. Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about this? You'll probably get it.
I
You'll be
am
buying some.
I am not permitted to talk about this sort of thing.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what, I'm pretty happy about it.
We need a Lego Sega Genesis. I don't know what the holdup is.
Too busy
Probably.
making Lego Pokemon.
I guess so.
Yeah. Maybe there's somebody that you know that can pull some strings. I don't know. Anyway,
I can't tell if
so-
that's a hint or
I'm joking. You don't know anyone who can pull any strings. Sorry.
not right.
You're never
You
getting
guys are
it.
useless to me.
You're never getting the Lego Sega Genesis.
Goodness.
All right. Well, it's 2025.
CJ is
and
full of beans today.
He really
I
is.
don't know what you're talking about. Beans? What beans? What kind of beans? Barbecue beans?
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
All right. A new NES game is being developed by the former members of
That's nonsense. The NES is very old.
Elite Beat Agent Studio Innis. So Innis is making a new game for the NES, which is cool. And yeah, the NES is very old, but hey, a new game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Why the heck not? Oh, and the Famicom. I should say. This is an action puzzle game starring a monkey called Uki, who
Okay.
must recover his stolen bananas from a group of crabs, because why not? Crabs, known banana thieves. Yes.
What I was gonna say before we started
Uh-huh.
is
Is this the
pretty,
is this
pretty
the
light
gonna get
news
me in
week.
trouble?
It's pretty light news week. Well, I didn't know if I should say that considering one of the news stories was about Pokemon, but just that's all I was gonna say. Is
I mean, that's
I was
big
reading
news.
it. I was reading it, and it's like outside of that, there you go.
Yeah.
Boy, there's not really much here to talk about.
No. Greg, there's like 10 days between now and the Switch 2 announcement.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing is happening.
Yeah.
We have whatever April Fool's jokes people are going to try to be funny with.
Oh,
and then
God,
we
I
have
forgot
the
about
Switch
that.
2
Oh yeah, yeah.
announcement. So, yeah. Can't believe it's so close. 10 days. That's good.
I really hope they just say it's available now. I know they won't, but I would love
They're
it if
not
they
going
did.
to. No.
I know. I just said I know they won't, but I would love it if they did.
And welcome to pre-order hell whenever that thing goes up for pre-order. Good times.
CJ,
Yeah.
this new NES game
Yeah.
that the good folks who created Gitaru Man
That's correct.
are
Guitar
making.
Man and Elite Beat Agents and Rap Rabbit, which did not finish.
They
its
did not make
Kickstarter.
Rap Rabbit.
No.
Is this coming to modern systems, or is it just going to be an NES
Can't
Famicom
imagine it
card?
would be just NES.
So far, anyway, they have said, well, there's a Kickstarter that's going to launch in June 2025. But the game, as of now, is going to be fully functional on real NES hardware. They haven't said anything about a launch on other systems.
Okay.
Maybe it's a stretch goal.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
the
Looking at the screenshots here, I don't see anything.
trailer,
Yeah.
the images in the trailer have borders on the sides,
Yeah.
to compensate for the 4:3 image in wide screens. So
Correct.
is that a hint? Is that a clue that we are going to get a game on modern systems?
I have to imagine it will come to modern systems, but it's not mentioned anywhere in the Kickstarter or in the news story that I linked.
I will say,
Yeah.
it looks like despite the developer's heritage, this is not a rhythm-based game.
Correct.
It's a kind of an action puzzle game where you're rebounding off walls. You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
What's that?
Phil?
There's an iOS game, Temple of something, or not Temple Run, but
I think
there's
I know what you're talking about.
you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah. What's that game called?
I don't know. I don't
remember. It was a fun little game.
It was a fun game.
Where you have to traverse through levels by making straight line bounces off of walls and ceilings.
I think I might even have that game on
I think I might too, actually. That's
my
the
iPhone.
That's the tragic part. But it looks really nice. Like the graphics are very impressive for NES hardware.
An NES game, yeah.
It does.
It looks very good.
Yeah, like what they're showing. CJ's got the trailer running here. It looks like it's running too good to be on NES hardware.
You mean Tomb of the Mask?
Yes!
Tomb of the Mask.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tomb of the Mask.
Tomb of the
I have
Mask.
it
Thank you.
right here. It is on Apple Arcade. It is a very good game.
It was a fun game.
It's a really good game.
I couldn't remember the name, but it was a fun game.
Tomb of the Mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Is that it? That's all I got.
what else do you want from me?
I don't know. Banana Bash.
Yes.
Look out for it hitting NES systems
Near you.
2026.
There you go.
Yes. All right. That's it for the news. And really, it was just squeezing blood from a
All
stone.
CJ could
Yep.
find.
Wow.
That's all I could find.
Jeez Louise.
Could
And you
not
think this
find
was
anything
bad.
else.
Next week will be worse.
Next week, right before Switch 2, yeah, it's going to be bad, probably. So let's just talk about what we've been playing. Let's get right into it.
Okay.
Greg,
Yeah.
what do you got for us?
I have been playing Silent Hill 2.
Mixing it up this week.
Yeah. I just got to somewhere. Yeah, somewhere. Got somewhere. No, I just finished like the big apartment complex, which if you've played Silent Hill 2, you know what I mean. And I'm being told that I have a long way to go. But I'm still really enjoying that game. But I don't really have much news to say about it. There was another game that came out this week that I was really excited to try. It was a Kickstarter, and it's a game that's actually was created in Nova Scotia. And I'm going to mangle the pronunciation of this title, but it's called Kuntuiktuk, I think.
Gesundheit
Is how you say that. Yeah, which is it's a Mi'kmaq word. Mi'kmaq is the indigenous tribe that was and still is here in Nova Scotia and the northeast of North America. So it's based on Mi'kmaq folklore. It looks really nice, and so I did back this as soon as I found out it was being made because I just I wanted to support it. It's a Nova Scotia game. It's about First Nations here, and it looks really pretty. But I tried to play it this week, and they don't have any controller options in there as of yet. So I couldn't invert the Y-axis on my controller, which I just couldn't. Daddy can't do that. So I'm gonna wait. I actually put in a message on the Steam message boards about if there was a way to change the controller settings, and apparently they said that's going to be one of the first patches. So I'm going to wait on it for now, and then come back with an actual real description of what it's like to play that game, because right now I just can't get used to it. I gotta be able to invert the Y-axis. So, and then the other thing that I've been playing a lot of off and on over the last few weeks, I haven't really talked about it too much in here, but I will probably talk about it again down the road when I finish it. On Thursday nights, I've been streaming a Pioneer Laser Active game called Don Quixote, and A Dream in Seven Crystals is the subtitle. So this is a first-person full motion video role-playing game, and it is awful. But it's kind of cool to experience, and I'm playing it in Japanese because unlike almost every other laser active Mega LD game that was released in both regions, because the system was only released in Japan and the United States, North America, almost every game that came out in both regions are multi-track, multi-language discs. So like, if you bought the Japanese version, you just change the audio track and you're playing in English. Don Quixote is not like that. I think it's the only game that's not like that. And unfortunately, the only one I was able to get a hold of, because you can't emulate these games, is the Japanese version. So I've been playing through in Japanese, and yeah, it's very slow. It's very plodding. You kind of wander around these long corridors that are built up of like a repeating video clip in each world, and then the fights are literally like one character that is on it's a clip where the character jumps toward, like, whatever their attack is, it jumps towards the camera to do it, and then they just reverse the clip. So like that's how and then there's just like a little overlay whenever you hit them. But it is kind of neat in that it's got that sort of 90s. I kind of always love any anime that was produced that was kind of based on classic literature. like sort of this is the anime interpretation of very loose interpretation of Don Quixote. And I mean, it's got nothing to do with the actual story, except I did fight a windmill as a boss this week, and the windmill looked pretty freaking cool, I have to say. But yeah, it's just a very, very straightforward full motion video game that I'm kind of just pushing my way through, because I bought it. I want to play it. I think people actually find it interesting because so few of those games are streamed ever. And so few people have played those games because no one bought that system, and the games are super rare and super expensive for the most part. And also I'm just capturing footage when I eventually do an episode of Generation 16 on this game. So, but yeah, I'm pushing through. So I've beaten one windmill, just so you all know. Don Quixote has murdered a windmill. Because that's what happened in the book, right?
Just like
in the book. So there
Invasion of windmills, and he has to fight them off.
Yes. But it did look really cool. But it's funny because I love, and I've said this so many times on the show before, I really love sort of what different video game companies and multimedia companies were doing with full motion video games back in the 90s, just because everybody was trying something different because nobody knew how to actually incorporate full motion video as a main gameplay mechanic. And so I always love experiencing something different and new to me. They're usually failures. They're usually not very good, but they're interesting to experience. So
yes,
yeah, that's what I was playing this week.
Cool. Phil,
yes.
what about you? What have you been playing?
Oh my goodness, me?
So much, right?
I have I've gotten back into Dynasty Warriors Origins, which I picked up and then got sidetracked because of a little like a dragon. But now that I have finished that, I can move on to the thing that I was starting earlier.
Yeah,
I really like Dynasty Warriors Origins. It's really good.
You didn't start Yakuza 0.
I didn't. Well, no, I'm
you taking a break?
Little buffer, you know.
A little buffer. Okay.
Little buffer. You know, let me breathe. Let me play something else.
Okay. Hey, I'll let you.
Mister, I haven't finished Pirate Yakuza or Infinite Wealth. Maybe you shouldn't be talking.
You're right. I haven't.
About what Like a Dragon I'm playing or not playing. Okay? Check yourself, CJ.
Before I wreck myself?
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly it. So no, I've been playing the Dynasty Warriors Origins, which you may recall got some positive reviews.
It did.
Got a fair amount of positive reviews back when that came out, which is, for a Dynasty Warriors game, a bit surprising. It's a little unusual.
They should have made it a one-on-one fighter.
I mean, that's what the people want.
That would truly be the Dynasty Warriors.
That's the real experience.
Yeah.
But this is another kill 1,000 guys style Dynasty Warriors game. But it's really good. Now that I've spent a few hours with it and I've gotten a little more engrossed in the mechanics and the game path that you go through, it's a lot of fun. I could see why people who weren't typically into this style of game, why it suddenly started to kind of click. They really mix up the types of levels. You know, there are a lot of as you explore the map, there's a lot of little smaller skirmishes you can go into very quickly, get in there, get out, and in like less than 5 minutes, they have a few kind of mid-sized battles where, you know, it's a little more intense, and then eventually you work yourself up to some of the gigantic battles that are, you know, the more typical what people expect from the Warrior series. And they've deepened the battle system. There's a lot more ways to like parry and counter and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I'm really, really having a good time with it. It encourages you to mix up what weapons you take into battle. So, and of course, those all have different move sets and different kind of special attacks that you can use. Is really good. I'm having a good time. So,
Great.
yeah.
Huh.
I hope they do a Samurai Warriors Origins at some point as well. You know, I hope they take the lessons they have learned from this game and start to build off of those throughout the franchise.
It'll be Samurai Warriors Origins and then Dynasty Warriors Origins 2.
You know what?
Or will it be Dynasty Warriors Origins 2, Samurai Warriors?
No, they are separate series. They have been for quite some time.
Okay, fine.
Come on, CJ. What we need is a Gundam Warriors Origins. Remember they did Gundam Warriors games,
Yeah.
which were really good. I really enjoyed the Gundam Warriors games, but I'm having a very good time with it. I know you guys don't care. I know you're not going to play this.
No,
I have the demo of it on my PS5.
Yeah.
My problem when I started the demo was it was late at night and the font was very small. My old man eyes couldn't read it.
Jesus.
So I had to shelve it for another time.
Is the font did not strike me as overly tiny.
Well, I have bad eyesight.
Okay. Okay.
It's in the
Put
menu.
your glasses on.
My glasses are on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe I'll try it one of these days again.
You should. Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I played the demo,
yeah,
I didn't quite get what was so different about it. You know, at that point, some of the reviews were coming out, and I tried the demo. Greg left. He really doesn't care.
Yeah.
But when I started seeing those good reviews, and I played the demo, and I was like, this is good, but I don't really see what's so different from every other game in the series that is suddenly making people sit up and take notice. But again, now that I have gotten a little more time with the game, I'm getting it.
Okay.
So,
all right,
yeah,
cool.
It's fun. They definitely expanded on it to a really good point. So
we have a question in the chats. Any from this recording 31 who says, any thoughts on the story?
I mean, it's, you know, the one of the things that is different about this game than other entries in the series is that you are not playing as the historical figures. Right? You are playing as a nameless, mysterious stranger.
Well, you're playing as two. Is this two characters or no? That was Rise of the Ronin, I think.
It's not this game.
I'm confusing it.
No.
Right,
This,
but you can like customize your character's look, right? In this,
not
right? No?
I don't not extensively.
Maybe not. Okay.
I think you might be thinking of something else.
I'm thinking of Rise of the Ronin. A different Koei Tecmo game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I you know, some people are complaining that you don't get to play as all the historical folks.
Yeah.
Which, you know, fair enough, I suppose, but
sure.
You know, it's and you know, so far I've just finished the first chapter, so it's been just a lot of well, as it's a Dynasty Warriors game, so it starts with the Yellow Turban revolt or revolution. So you're kind of playing through that, just, you know, joining forces with, you know, the different characters that.
So you're not playing as a historical figure, but you're pairing up with historical figures,
right? Yes,
factions. Okay,
you are a Gary Sue who has stumbled into these important moments in history, and suddenly you're the one making all these. You okay, Greg?
I'm just trying to catch up with the conversation.
I'm talking about the plot of the game, where you're just a.
We're still talking Dynasty Warriors?
You sure
Yeah.
are,
Okay.
but yeah. So I've just kind of played through the Yellow Turban stuff right now. So I'm just
Okay.
sort of getting into the story. There's they're starting to slowly kind of introduce backstory to my character, to the player character. So
Okay.
we'll get to it, but the story seems, it's Three Kingdoms stuff,
Yeah.
it's just being approached a different way. So
Okay.
it's good. It's historical fiction. So there you go.
Like
Good
Young Guns 2.
deal.
It's pretty much the exact plot of Young Guns 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But like, what if Young Guns 2 was in ancient China?
Right.
And
Which I think was actually the first draft of the script.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it, though. I mean, I've been playing little bits and bobs of other things here and there. Just, I in anticipation of this week's release of Doraemon Picross,
Ooh,
I
that's
went back and,
all right.
I haven't quite polished off all the puzzles in Picross. What was it? S9, I think, is the most recent one. So I was doing a few of those just to kind of get myself into a Picross mood. So
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Let me tell you what I'm hoping for with this Doraemon Picross, because I'm very much looking forward to Doraemon Picross.
Yeah.
But I hope the music is okay. That's my big fear with these licensed Picross games.
I don't understand why it wouldn't be okay.
Because
the music
sometimes it
isn't generally
works.
good?
Sometimes it works. Like the Sega Picross.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where you're listening to some
What about-
classic Sega tunes.
The
Mhm.
Namco Picross,
And then sometimes you get Namco Picross.
where it does not work.
Which I love. I love Mappy. Absolutely adore Namco's classic arcade hit Mappy. But do I want to listen to Mappy music for 15 minutes straight while I am trying to think and use logic to solve a puzzle?
In a 7-second loop.
It doesn't work.
No.
I just did it for like 3 seconds and Greg
And I'm
was
already annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a crossword puzzle, Greg. I need you to solve that while I'm
couldn't do it.
It's not going to work.
No.
So I hope they're a little more sensible with Doraemon, and certainly I'm sure they're going to use some sort of music from the Doraemon show. But I hope they pick some tunes that are suitable for the game that they are going to be accompanying.
Yes. That would be good.
So we shall see. We shall see in a matter of days.
When's that out? Tuesday?
I don't know.
Thursday? One of those days?
Something like that. Probably Thursday.
Okay.
That's
That was
typical.
awesome. That was a great answer. I don't know.
This week. Someday
You're
this
looking
week.
forward to
You
it?
tell me.
You don't know what day it's out?
I don't know.
Come
Probably
on,
Thursday.
Phil. Come
It's
on.
probably-
You know,
Thursday.
I'm with Phil. I don't pay attention to any release dates anymore.
Time.
Yeah.
Every time a
Time
game
means
comes out
nothing.
that I'm interested in, it's always a nice surprise.
Yeah. This is what
All
I'm saying. All games should be shadow dropped. It would make my life
It
so much
feels like
easier
that.
if every game just
Mhm.
I learn about it the day it comes out.
Yeah.
Releases 3/26, CJ.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So
We're
it
getting
wasn't
it a
Tuesday
day
or Thursday.
earlier. What's that?
It wasn't Tuesday or Thursday.
No. We're getting it
It's
a day
Wednesday.
earlier than the standard Switch
Hmm.
eShop release date. So, happy birthday
sandwiched in between AAA clock releases will be this one.
I hope all those copies of AAA Clock I bought are backwards compatible.
The funny thing is that in 20 years, AAA Clock physical edition is just going to be worth so much because nobody will have bought it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. Well, is that it?
That's what I've been CJ?
Yeah.
That's what I've been playing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Is that it?
CJ?
Yeah. Yes, Phil. Yes.
He literally just said.
That's what I've been playing.
Okay.
That's it.
Come on.
That's what I've been playing.
Okay.
Do you want me? I can start making up other games I've been playing.
No.
CJ's got weird energy tonight.
Yeah, what's going on?
Aren't you supposed to say, CJ, what about you?
I'm not too concerned about what you've been playing.
Oh, okay.
I'm more concerned.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned.
What are you concerned about?
Your hat.
My hat. You
I'm
like
concerned-
my Tender Heart Bear hat?
I'm concerned
This.
that perhaps you are not really representing the values of Tenderheart Bear. And I
I don't know what you mean.
think you're creating a false image of yourself, of portraying yourself as caring as Tenderheart is.
But what?
When we all know your heart is icy and black.
True. I should have a Gargamel hat. Is that what you're saying?
But he did not fight the Care Bears.
He did not.
Who
But
fought?
he would have. He would
Who
have.
fought the Care Bears?
It's Darkheart, wasn't it? Wasn't that his name? Or
Was it?
It was,
I don't
It was a
remember.
Gargamel type character, right?
I don't know.
No, it was like a big sorcerer with like he had a cowl and no face. Remember? I think that was. And then he had like a little helper that was like a little gremlin or something.
Really?
I love the Care Bears.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you
Dude,
what.
Phil's
Can't
looking
you
it
tell?
up.
Can't you
I'm not
tell? I
looking
do
it up.
too.
I can tell you right now that whoever this mysterious villain was, he was no peculiar purple pie man of Porcupine Peak.
No match for the Care Bear stare.
No murky dismal and his villainous sidekick Lurky.
What's that from?
Well, the peculiar purple pie man of Porcupine Peak. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha was Strawberry Shortcake's nemesis.
Oh, okay.
And Murky Dismal
The
and
Rainbow Bright.
Lurky, they fought against Rainbow Bright.
Ah.
You see.
All right. I see.
Yeah.
All right.
You didn't grow
What
up with
about
a
the
sister, so
Popples?
you don't know this sort of thing.
What about the Popples?
Nobody messed
Any
with the
Popples?
Popples.
Okay.
No.
All
You
right.
know,
Well, at least
I was
Popple.
right. I was right. It was Darkheart.
It was Darkheart.
At least
Okay.
Rob G in the chat is going to ask me, "Hey CJ, what have you been playing?" Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
It was very
much
nice. It was very considerate.
for asking. Very considerate of you. Not much.
Well, that's good to
Not
hear.
much. Yeah.
Good to hear. You know, all
No,
that free
I've,
time, maybe you could try out the Dynasty Warriors Origins demo.
Maybe I will.
Scooch up real close to the TV so the typeface looks nice and big.
That's right. Get the full effect of all 75 of those inches.
Pardon me.
Whoa.
My goodness.
The top, my
My.
TV is 75 inches.
My.
Okay. Okay.
Not saying anything bad. All right. Let's see. What have I been playing?
Guy's got 12 inches of venom right here.
In a row?
Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Of course, I've been playing this.
Oh,
right?
good. You've gotten back to it.
I've gotten back to it with a vengeance, and I've been doing a bunch of the bounty battles because you, Phil, told me I should do that. I should do more bounty battles. So you know what, Phil? I spent an entire evening doing just bounty battles.
Well,
And
good.
Then the second tier of them opened up, and I was like, I'm going to do even more. Let's
Perfect.
do this. Made a
There
lot
is
of
no
money.
third tier.
No third tier. Do I get
Spoiler
something-
alert.
Do I get something good for? I'm expecting like a copper plate is my reward for doing all the bounties or something like that.
Oh, negative.
It's got to be good, right?
I forget
it good?
exactly what you get for accomplishing all the bounties, but
Yeah,
you definitely
bud.
get a lot of cash.
a lot of cash.
And let me tell you,
a lot of cash money.
In the world of Like
cheddar.
a Dragon,
Yeah.
you gotta get that cheddar where you can.
You gotta get that cheddar.
And
I think I have like 130,000 right now.
improve
Uh,
improve your boat, improve your you. You know,
I have been improving
Good.
my
That's-
boat and my U.
good.
I have been
That's
doing
what
all
you need
of
to
that.
do.
Now I have double lasers. I have super lasers on both sides of my
Excellent.
boat. And I have a freeze cannon on the front, or a
I love that you know the international sign language for double lasers. There it is. Pew pew. Shooting those little hands out both sides. Pew pew pew.
That's right. That's
Those
right.
lasers work great though, right?
They do work great. They do short work of most ships.
Exactly.
Well, because
not
they're
all of
lasers.
them, though. Yeah, they are, because they're lasers. Yeah, I just hit the turbo and then I hit that drift button like you do on a ship. And so I laser them with my port side cannons,
Yep.
turbo, and then scree to a drift, and then hit it
Yep.
with the starboard
Scree.
cannons.
What do you have for your machine guns?
It's the freezing machine gun, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is all right.
I
It's
went
not
with the
great.
coconut gun.
The coconut gun.
Does it fire in
maybe I should do
spurts?
that.
It does. Let me tell you something, Greg. When it hits you,
It's gonna hurt.
it'll damage your ship.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I forget what I have for Majima's bazooka, because of course,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're-
yeah.
if you're the captain of a pirate ship, it's not good enough to just have cannons. You need, or a machine gun on the front. You need a bazooka.
Well, the machine guns aren't on the front.
The machine guns are on the front. Yeah, the machine gun is on the front.
Machine guns are on the side, dude.
What?
They're like when you're standing at the wheel,
Like the Batmobile.
when you're standing at the wheel of the ship,
Yeah. Well,
Look
initially,
directly
there's
to your
machine
left and
gun
right.
on the front. There is
look
machine
directly
gun
to
on-
your left and right. That's where your machine guns are.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway,
I'm telling you.
not paying attention to where the machine.
Clearly
guns are.
not. You ever go into deck mode?
So I
It's a
didn't
family show.
really. I didn't really used to go into deck mode very often,
Yeah.
but I recently fought some harder enemies.
Some real
Where
toughies.
They killed off my crew, or
Yeah.
they put them down for the count, and then suddenly I didn't have any lasers coming out of my port side or starboard side.
Right.
So I had to go and wake them up.
Yeah. And then when
So I went
if
to
they knock
deck
out your
mode.
machine guns, they're right on either side of you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Well, hey, I'm still having a boatload of fun
Oh, I get it.
in Pirate Yakuza.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did a bunch of stuff in Honolulu, and I started that Masaru side story that you talked about, Phil,
Oh,
last week,
yes.
where Masaru was like, you know what, I'm feeling down because I really miss those Minato women.
Yep.
The state of mind, these Minato Award women, they're high class and everything. I was like, all right, Phil told me I should go all the way through this quest line.
Absolutely, you
I'm
should.
going to. And it's a very long quest line for one
It
thing.
is.
It's super long.
Masaru needs a lady.
In fact, I'm not even done with it
Yeah.
at the moment. I'm like halfway through. But yeah, so you talk to 5 different Minato girls, and then it triggers a live action.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It triggers a live action movie with
Yeah.
the actor who is playing Masaru, and
Yep.
it looks like Masaru because they modeled him after. his voice
He's
actor.
a comedian.
Comedian, yeah.
It turns out he's a comic over in Japan.
And he's trying to woo these. He's having a good old time with these women, and it's a little awkward.
That is ridiculous.
It
It
is.
It is not. It is hilarious.
It is extremely funny.
Because it turns into a dating show.
It turns into a dating show.
It turns
is
into a
show.
dating reality show.
Yeah, it is.
and they go full goofball with it.
They do go full goofball with it. I will
Yes.
say. Yes.
It's absolutely being played as a joke.
Yes.
Everybody is in on it.
Yes.
It is ridiculous and it is hilarious.
I'll agree with that.
Now,
I'll agree with that.
Here's the thing. Now, you played through The Man Who Erased His Name.
I did laugh a lot. Yeah, I did.
Well, of course you laughed a lot because they are legitimately going for jokes. It's meant to be a comedy bit that goes on for a very long time.
It does go on for a very long time.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the whole yogurt punchline would be funny if this didn't go on for like 10 more minutes.
That's ridiculous. It was outstanding. It was outstanding. I laughed so much at that stupid yogurt bit. It was so good. Now you played Man Who Erased His Name, right?
Yeah, I did.
Did you do the hostess stuff?
I only did one.
And I don't mean like fruit pies.
No.
I
did whatever the beginning thing was that I needed to do for like the progression of the game, and then I left.
Because more spoilery stuff. That stuff is live action.
That stuff is live action, yeah. And
yes. In Man Who Erased His Name, you do the hostess club bits, and it cuts to live action full motion video footage of the different hostesses that you can date in the game, and you are having conversations with them, and it is as if you are in Kiryu's eyes staring at these women, flirting with them, and they're flirting back with you.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
That is awkward. That's why I only did one of those and then left.
That was a little creepy and a little weird. But here where they are like leaning into the silliness of it and making a big joke of it.
It is silly.
It's hilarious.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm halfway through it now.
Okay.
So I still have to speak with the 4 other women that Masaru had one-on-ones with.
Okay, so now you're post show where you're going around the bar talking to everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm getting the update, the full update.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're seeing all the various ways.
I didn't realize that Masaru was was modeled on a real comic. So it was very funny to like suddenly see the live action character.
I know.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea either. And then when he shows up in live action, it's just like, oh, it's just him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look up who played him, and I found out he's like part of a comedy team.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
pretty good.
Well, yeah, and the game itself continues to be awesome. I'm kind of at this point really OP against anybody that I'm fighting.
Perfect.
So on the street, it's just like 3 punches and they're dead.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Good.
And ship battles almost the same way. I kind of want to do more exploration with the ship battles and the treasure hunting because I still only have the fiddle. Is one of the only.
Oh yeah. You should. So you should take on the devil flags.
Yeah, I have taken them on. I think I have the next tier up.
Okay.
Because I need to do more devil flag battles.
That's a whole other quest line where you will unlock many more kind of sea maps to travel around and explore.
Cool.
And get.
But I like all that stuff. I like all that stuff.
You get treasures. Get your money.
Getting treasures, getting money. I'm doing all the like photograph stuff around Honolulu, and I haven't really finished a quest line yet. I did some Dragon Cart.
Okay.
Because Dragon Cart is the quest line with part of the Minato Girls.
Oh yeah, that's
line.
right.
You have to do some Dragon Cart. So
the one gal's a mechanic.
Yes.
And
then the bit with the streamer was fun, where you're playing Virtua Fighter 3.
There's one part, Greg, where you're trying to convince a streamer girl to go on a date with Masaru.
Yeah.
And what you end up doing is going onto her live stream.
It's a collab. You're doing
What's
a collab. A collab.
Oh yeah, that's right. and play Virtua Fighter, but you're not actually playing Virtua Fighter. You are reacting.
You were hamming it up for the camera for the viewers.
So you watch you pull off a big combo, but you're not actually controlling the combo, but you are controlling the reaction that you have on the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really funny.
And if you make it does change depending on, if maybe you ham it up too much and suddenly all the viewers start calling you a fake.
Yes,
phony.
That did happen the first time I reacted too much. They were like, "Oh, this guy's a fake." I was like, "Oh shoot, I better tone it down."
It'll be more genuine.
He's a
CJ.
phony.
He's a big fat phony. Yeah. But it's such a wonderful game.
It sure is.
What a gem. I'm also playing more Wanderstop. So I talked about it last week, but it's a very impactful game, very sort of emotional game. Oddly enough, you play as this woman, Alta, who has been a fighter all of her life and has risen the ranks. She's like a champion fighter. And suddenly she starts losing. And she loses one battle and then she loses another battle and decides, all right, I've trained for this my whole life. I've become the best. Suddenly I'm not the best anymore. I need to find this master in the forest who will train me back up to be amazing, and then I'll start winning again. And you run through the forest, and then suddenly you can't lift your sword and you can't run anymore, and you collapse in the forest, and you wake up at this tea shop called Wanderstop. And there, a character named Boro kind of helps you put aside what you were so focused on and relax a little and slow down and make some tea and help out with the tea shop. And it's just a really like therapeutic game. I don't know. It's really hitting me at the right time, I think. It sort of deals with changes in your life and slowing down and taking a moment for yourself and self-care and helping others. And it's got like really great dialogue. The quests are really fun. There is tea making in this game.
Making?
You make tea, yes.
Okay.
That includes a little bit of farming, but it's light farming. So I don't want to scare anybody off by saying this is like Stardew Valley. It is not. You farm a little. It's very easy. It's pretty easy. And then you make tea, and that's a bit of a manual process. It's like 5 steps that you have to do. But it seems complicated at first.
Is it like a cooking mama kind of thing?
No, not even that, really. There's like a tea machine, and you have to pour the water, and then you have to heat it up, and then you have to put it in the pot to the infuser to put the different.
You're just describing how to make tea.
Things.
Well, I was just going to say making tea using that is like a 5-step process. So it sounds like realistic.
Yeah. It's probably realistic. And there's something about it that's just very, yes, there's a lot of steps to it. And there's sort of like a ritual to it, but it's so relaxing and kind of therapeutic to play. And you end up making different kinds of tea for all these people that show up at Wanderstop in the forest. And then you are also trying to figure out why you can't lift your sword anymore, why you collapsed in the forest, finding Master Winter so you can like get to be the best again, because that's your quote unquote quest. And so I'm towards the end of this. I'm at the end of this game now, and it's just been really good. It's a really good game, really fun narrative, really relaxing. I've been playing it like before bed, and I don't know, it's just really great.
Cool.
I love everything about it. The music is amazing. The production value, the animation's great. Each character has like different sound effects, and as you kind of wander around the environment, their little themes come up and drop away as you get near them, and The tea shop itself has its own music. It has like a radio dial that sometimes suddenly goes off, so you have to like fix it. It's just really good.
It sounds nice.
It's a really good, really nice game. Nobody's really talking about it, which makes me sad because it's a really great game and will probably end up on my game of the year list. And I want more people to play it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go add it to my wish list.
Yeah, it's from the people who did the Stanley Parable.
Yeah, I think you
And
mentioned that before.
It's not. The Stanley Parable is like it's a really funny game. And this does have bits that are really funny, bits of text that are really funny. But this is more of a deep game about emotions and about personal struggles and things like that. And I just really appreciate everything that it's doing. So I love it. Anyway, Wanderstop. It's out now on pretty much everything. And then I've also been playing Split Fiction. So Split Fiction from the makers of It Takes Two and Brothers, A Tale of Two, whatever. Brothers.
Tale of Two Brothers. Yeah.
Tale of Two Brothers. From Joseph Ferris. You know, the guy who swore at the Game Awards.
Yeah, that's like what he's famous for, right?
Yeah. This is a cooperative action platformer, and I purchased it on PlayStation, and then my good friend Mike downloaded on Steam the Split Fiction Friend Pass, and he can play through it with me and not have to buy it. It's free. The Friend Pass is free.
I thought you were playing it with your daughter.
I am also going to play it with my daughter.
Okay.
So you can have multiple games started. I have not yet had a chance to play it with my daughter, but we will do that. And it's also really good. So you play one of two characters, either Mio or Zoe. I'm playing as Mio. She is the character who is a science fiction writer, very serious. And then Zoe is a fantasy writer who is very lighthearted and fun. And she and Mio don't get along very well at first. Of course, there's tension there.
It's good storytelling.
Characters, yeah, they get wrapped up in this machine that is supposed to extract story ideas. If you're a writer, it'll go ahead and extract, aka steal, the stories that you have in your brain and publish them for all to read
and pay you accordingly.
Yeah, we'll see. You get trapped in the machine Mio gets trapped with Zoe, and then you are in there together, kind of bouncing between each other's stories and playing like sci-fi levels or fantasy levels, and it's really fun. And they have side quests as well, where one of them is you turn into two pigs, and you're again working together to like solve different puzzles, and one had the power of farts, which I had, and then the other pig could jump really high. And
those are the two powers.
The two powers, farting and jumping really high.
Okay,
that's it.
I only have one of those powers too.
Yes. And yeah, during the levels, like the sci-fi levels, we went all the way through the sci-fi story, the first sci-fi story anyway. And Mio has like this sword that also she can grapple and change gravity, so she can walk on walls or ceilings. And then Zoe has kind of this gravity whip, so she can whip things and throw them. And you sort of tag team off of, like, if you're in a vehicle, like one person's driving, the other person's shooting, or vice versa. Or there's like a motorcycle chase bit in this. Anyway, it's really, there's a lot of like varied things that you're doing in this game. It's very much like It Takes Two, but I think it's actually more streamlined than It Takes Two, maybe faster paced. But the banter between the characters, the sort of butting heads of these two characters, reminds me a lot of It Takes Two. Because one character is very lighten up. This is fantasy. It's supposed to be fun, or let's have fun with this whole thing. And the other one is like, oh, it's serious. So, it's fun though. Split Fiction, quite fun, and has made me genuinely laugh a couple of times so far, and not just because I was dying over and over again, which I legitimately was in this game. Fun little co-op game. You can play it couch co-op or online. Like I said, the friend pass, you can play it with a buddy. So that's what I've been doing. I will be playing it couch co-op as well. Yeah.
All right.
And then, because the deluge of games will not stop, I played Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
Oh,
Why would you start that when you have so many other games on the go right now?
I know. I had a voucher left over from when I picked up Brothership, and also didn't play any Brothership late last year, and was like, oh, like Xenoblade Chronicles X. Some people in Discord were talking about how it reminded them a lot of Phantasy Star Online, and I watched a couple videos on the combat system and watched some trailers, and it really did remind me of Phantasy Star Online, with the even like the character designs remind me a lot of that. The futuristic ships kind of lightly reminds me of Phantasy Star Online. And I really did enjoy Xenoblade Chronicles 2 8 years ago when that came out. So I was like, yeah, I'll give this one a shot. So I started playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is a game where it's an open world sort of RPG. You can create your own character in this, and there's even a mode where you can go online and play through, at least partially, with like 32 other players against enemies that are in this open world field. So I was like, this sounds up my alley. I should check it out. And of course, I'm checking it out while I have like 6 other games in progress. But I'm kind of excited about it. Yeah.
I feel like you're getting yourself into a very big game when you're already playing a couple of other big games.
I know. I don't know what I should do about it. Stop buying big games?
I mean, that's an option.
One thing I should do.
Definitely an option.
Yeah. Well, I bought it. And it's okay so far. I made it to the first like town area.
That's supposed to be good. I'm not questioning that. I just feel like you're stretching yourself thin.
I am stretching myself thin, but I've been taking time, so I have not had my daughter with me this week. And like before bed, after dinner, before bed, I've been just playing through one of these games that is on my shelf, whether it's Monster Hunter Wilds or Pirate Yakuza or Infinite Wealth or Wanderstop or Xenoblade Chronicles. All these games.
All right. Phil's doing some heavy construction over there.
We're hearing all of Phil's construct. He's ready to start drumming. That's what I'm hearing. Anyway, that's all I've been playing. So
all right,
go ahead, and I guess.
Maybe Phil has a new song. That's what's going on.
Oh, maybe. I guess it's time for social media. He left.
He's gone. Wow.
Did he mean to leave? Who knows? Or did he just close the tab?
Did he hit it with one of the drumsticks?
He may have. Gotta love that. Will he come back?
That's the
question. Is he ever coming back? All right. Well,
all right.
Should we just jump into it? Oh, wait, Phil's back.
Yes. Oh,
hello,
Phil's back.
Phil.
Hi, Phil.
It's time for social media.
You can hear me.
Yeah.
Now I can hear you. You left.
For some reason, my little Go XLR decided to poop out on me.
It did.
But I'm back just in time for blue skies.
There it is.
Blue skies. Let's see.
All righty. Let's do this one from the real Brandon Helm, who says, hi there. I am planning a bike trip this summer to Toronto to see an IndyCar race. Are there any video game related spots I should check out while I'm in town, or any other Canadian must visit spots? First of all, isn't the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto?
I believe so.
Because I've been there. And let me tell
Well.
you, tear right down, single tear.
Man.
Because I didn't understand any of it,
Jesus.
part of it. But I did actually go to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I laughed. I saw you put this on the list, and it's like, why?
You
Who
know
here-
all the things to do
I
in
don't
Toronto.
know. Why? Because I've been there once.
Yeah.
We don't all know each other. We don't all know everything about every major city, CJ.
Well, why not?
What's your favorite thing to do in Boston, CJ?
My favorite thing to do in Boston,
Yeah.
to go to Chinatown and get dim sum.
That's like you do. I mean, that's why you fly to the opposite coast.
That's what you do.
Where are you going? Oh, just to get dim sum. Be back
Yeah.
in a couple days.
That's right.
Anyway, Toronto. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't have any recommendations. I mean, there's the CN Tower, and there's a really cool aquarium at the foot of the CN Tower that I would say definitely go check out.
Yeah.
Go catch a Blue Jays game. I doubt they'll be playing while the IndyCar race is happening, and I'm jealous. I would love to go see the IndyCar race in Toronto. I know people who live there. I know some people who live there who don't like that weekend because of all the noise, but that's their problem. Including a friend of the show, Ben Rivers. And that's who I reached out to, but he hasn't answered me. So I know when I was there, there are some really good retro shops. I know that because when I was there last, Ben took us to a really nice one, but I do not remember the name of it. So I'm sorry, I don't have a recommendation. And hey,
All that
treat
is
yourself.
too bad.
Treat yourself and go to medieval times.
Definitely do that.
If you don't have one nearby, and here's your chance. This is your opportunity. It's a good time.
I can tell you this.
I
much
go
about
every time I'm in Toronto.
Toronto's
Yeah.
theater and performing arts scene has more than 50 ballet and dance companies, 6 opera companies, 2 symphony orchestras, many music venues, and a host of theaters. Did you know the city is home to the National Ballet of Canada, the Canadian Opera Company, the Toronto Symphony Orchestra? Were you aware of this, Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
We have no advice.
No.
You should go. The thing I remember most, well, I remember a bunch of things
CJ remembers
about
WrestleMania. That's why he was in Toronto.
WrestleMania.
Do you know that
Yeah.
one of Toronto's partnership cities is Chicago, Illinois?
Was. Who knows anymore?
That relationship started in 1991. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I remember most, though, is going to this Japanese pancake shop in Toronto. I believe it's called Fuya Fuya. Fuwa Fuwa.
Okay.
Fuya Fuya. Wow. Fuwa Fuwa. And having Japanese pancake, souffle pancake. That was good. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
CJ's favorite things
That's
to
all I
do in Toronto is to pretend that he is in either China or Japan.
Mm.
No, that's Boston.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Boston. His favorite thing in Boston is to pretend he's in China. His favorite thing in Toronto is to pretend he's in Japan.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
and I had ramen in Toronto too.
Very good.
These are things I remember. It's all food based and hockey. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Super Campbot, who says, your collective love of Picross tells me you're all men of intelligence and excellent taste, but how can your opinions, especially Phil's, be so wrong about Mega Picross?
Oh my
only
goodness.
gripe about it is they usually reuse images from the normal mode. Otherwise, it's refreshing and fun. Please explain.
Well, they reuse the images from normal Picross because they know that Mega Picross is so worthless. It is not even worth coming up with new images to solve.
Yeah.
Greg, do you like Mega Picross?
No.
No, of course you don't.
Me neither.
It's not
I
just
noped out.
me. It's
No.
not just me.
No.
My problem with Mega Picross is that they take a simple, elegant logic puzzle game and muck it up by complicating the rules needlessly. It's a hat on a hat. And that's just ridiculous. There's no need for it.
Hat
Phil
on a
Phil
hat.
Phil doesn't truck with that.
No.
Guess not.
No. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's complicating something that is perfect. It's fixing something that ain't broken.
I see.
I'm glad you like it though. Statistically, someone has to.
It's true.
What? I'm saying I'm very happy for them. Color Picross is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I have no ill will towards Color Picross, but it's a perfectly fine variant.
Okay.
Will it be the last thing I play in any Picross release? Yes. But I will play it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we can do this one from listener JT, who says, please explain to me how to play Picross as you would a 5-year-old. I don't get it. I think I am extremely dumb. Oh, dear.
Well, first of all, let's explain it as you would a child.
Wow.
If you really want
If you're doing a
to touch our
reference.
hearts, we will
Yeah,
say explain it as
explain-
you would a child.
But that's a Reddit thing. Explain like I'm 5.
Oh, is it really?
There's a subreddit for that.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Galaxy Quest is better than Reddit.
I agree with that statement.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Galaxy Quest is amazing.
You bet it is.
Great.
Have you watched
Yeah.
that with the kid yet?
Of course.
Okay. I couldn't
Yes.
remember. I couldn't remember if you had or not.
We definitely did. She wants to watch it again because now
because
she's
it's great.
seen
It's a great
Star
film.
Trek style show. And
Oh,
she's been laughing
yeah.
about her. Yeah.
She'll
Before she didn't have any
a
reference.
a
She didn't have any
deeper
frame of reference.
appreciation of it now.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this is an audio podcast, so I think explaining how to play Picross is going to be very difficult, perhaps challenging. But if this person has Picross S games on their Switch, there are actually a number of really good things you can turn on that will help a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know how to explain it outside of explaining what the rules are. I mean, I get it. It takes a minute to, and maybe more than a minute to click with it sometimes.
Yes.
But it's all math and process of elimination.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I guess my main advice is make use of the little X option.
The ticks,
Like when you're filling out a row, first of all, you can fill in you can leave sort of notes for yourself to say, I think a square goes here.
Yeah.
But you don't need to fill it in, so you won't get it wrong.
Right.
But anytime that you've confirmed, or you think you've confirmed that there is a square that's going to stay empty, put an X in it.
Yeah.
Because it makes filling out the adjacent, or the not parallel, the row or the column that intersects that much easier. Like, that's the key.
Yeah.
And it'll unlock it so fast for you that you'll just get it.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I agree. I make use of that little circle thing you can put in squares where you think it might be filled in.
Yeah.
But I would also, and I believe I turn this off. I turn off the correct mistakes option because
Right.
I think that's on by default, maybe even where it'll correct
It
your
might be,
mistakes.
yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like it to be like, oh no, that's not an X. That's a that's supposed to be filled in. I don't like that. So I turn that off. And then I turn on the blue numbers, which the blue numbers indicate that you
have
should
enough
be able to
information.
solve. You have enough information
Yeah.
to solve what's in that row.
Yes, that's also super helpful. And the other thing,
Which I love.
as far as strategy goes, I would say is, like, I always concentrate on the two outside rows, or the top and bottom, or sorry, the top and bottom rows of the two outside columns, because if you can get a couple of squares that exist, you can start building out from those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and it makes it, again, that's normally how I tackle a bigger puzzle. I'm always looking for any squares I can put in, like the left or right, maybe the first 2 to 3 rows, or columns, if it's a really big puzzle, because you can build out from that so easy.
It's true.
Yep.
And for some reason, I can't get rows and columns sorted out. I keep saying it backwards, but anyway,
I do that.
Columns
too.
go up and down.
I know.
Think of a column on a building.
Or the Sega game Columns.
Oh yeah.
I'm just angry.
Oh, don't think about columns.
No.
Okay, don't think about that anymore. Think of
Choo Choo Rocket.
Yeah.
That's a fun game, right? You like Choo Choo Rocket?
What does it have to do with anything?
It's a fun game, right? You like Choo Choo Rocket?
All right, let's do this one.
Think of Baku Baku Animal.
Man, there you go.
Baku
Now I'm
Animal.
excited.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Yeah, Baku Baku was pretty okay.
It was not bad. Yeah.
I mean, it was no Tetris, but
Well, what
nothing
is
but Tetris is Tetris. So
true?
Where does Sega Swirl fall?
it just keeps falling and falling and falling.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
think I ever played Sega Swirl.
Really?
I don't think I ever did. No.
Oh,
You didn't
my.
miss anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say it was the best Dreamcast game.
Then
Was
don't.
that Dreamcast? Or was that?
That was
Yeah, it was
Dreamcast,
Dreamcast, right?
Yeah.
That was Dreamcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty, let's do this one. We'll finish up with this one from hacker alias Helmarock, who says, "Hello everyone. What are some of your favorite video game box covers?"
You know, I had a whole list made up of this for a couple weeks ago when I first saw it on the list, and you never actually asked us, and now I don't know where I put my list.
Excellent.
I'm so sad.
One of my
Ugh.
favorites ever is Super Mario Brothers 3. It's just a
Yeah,
simple,
that's
elegant box
iconic.
cover. I love
Iconic,
it.
yes.
Iconic, yeah. And I also really like pretty much any of the black box NES covers as well. Like those are just, yeah, iconic.
I'm going to say
Phalanx?
No.
No,
no. I'm not going to say Phalanx.
not Phalanx.
What I am going to say is the only game that I ever bought exclusively for
oh,
the box art.
yeah.
This is a game I don't even actually really like that much. But I'll tell you what, every Extend Extra for the PSP
That was the only good thing about that game, was the box
has
art.
a gorgeous cover.
It does have a
Yep.
gorgeous cover.
CJ, bring it up.
Yeah.
Bring it up. You got the you can control that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I can.
Every Extend Extra for PSP
I can
has a
indeed bring it up.
stunning minimalist cover. It is mostly black with a silhouette of a woman's head that is formed out of beams of rainbow colored light. Right, it's kind of like dripping down. Is beautiful.
It
Just
is. Yeah.
Stunning cover
It is a stunning
Mhm.
cover.
for a not terribly good game.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
I was
You
not a
and
fan of the
Cayman
game,
and
but that
Buena
box,
Vista.
magnifique.
All right.
No,
Huh. Okay.
I would say in general, one of the things that I feel like I've come to appreciate this later in life, because when I was a kid, it was, anything that had to do with the 70s or the early 80s, I thought just all looked terrible because it was all brown and yellow and orange, and that was the color palette of our lives when we were very
Yes.
young. But I'll tell you what, in hindsight, man, old Atari
oh,
2600
they were
box
amazing.
art,
Absolutely amazing.
absolutely beautiful.
Oh, even as a
Like,
kid,
Yeah.
I loved.
Well, and I didn't really appreciate it as a kid.
Really?
But looking back on it now, like, man, you just like, because they were all, Atari in particular. Other companies were doing it, but Atari did it every time, I think.
Mhm.
Where they're all paintings and they're all beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, they also, the other nice thing is, like, CJ just brought one up there, which is, I think that's Missile
That's
Command.
Missile Command. Yeah.
and it's
Yep.
just so 60s and 70s sci-fi. I mean, that looks
Yep.
like Battlestar
That's great.
Galactica.
Yes,
To
it
me.
does.
You know,
Yeah.
like, and I just, now as I come across those, or if I have my old cartridges, I'm just always so blown away by how pretty they all are.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
there's an Art of Atari book that you can
Is there
purchase.
really? I should get that.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
It came out
there it is. Yeah.
it's actually several years old at this point.
The heck am I doing?
I don't
But
know.
the,
You're kind of all over the
Not
place here.
that.
Yeah.
I'm bringing up the book.
Yes.
But anyway, I remember when I was sort of looking through just looking through some images of box art, because of this question being on the outline a couple weeks ago. That was the thing that really struck me. Like, I don't think I could pick a particular favorite, but I'd just say if you're looking for just really nice box art, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
With those old Atari games.
The Art of Atari by Tim Lapatino.
Similar to that, I will say the old Konami NES games.
With the silver borders.
Silver borders.
And
Again,
beautiful
Right.
paintings.
Exactly. It was all beautiful paintings, but very iconic. Capcom was doing something similar. The first part of their run was, Mega Man 1 years were not great, but I loved the purple borders.
Mm-hmm.
Purple border boxes that Capcom was doing back then. But yeah, all the Konami stuff looked amazing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Art of Atari, great book.
I will have to, I'm going to go put that on a tab right now so I can leave it open for a few years and then order it.
I think I have it. I used to have it. I may not anymore. I should order it again.
There is an old, and I've never played this game, but it's an old Amiga game by Psygnosis, and the game is called Awesome, and it's a space shooter game, and the box art is very, very accurately described by the game's title. It is just this stunning painting of just this gigantic sort of like spaceship that I wish I could find like a giant print of this box art for this game I've never played, but the box art is amazingly beautiful in that like a hard sci-fi 1980s painting kind of way.
I've just really grown to love that as I've gotten older. I mean, obviously there's a lot of nostalgia there,
right?
But because when I was a kid, I just thought it was not lame, but I wanted, I was growing up and I wanted more modern looking things,
right?
But yeah.
But yeah, check out the awesome box art cover when you get a chance.
The only other thing too that I would say when I was looking through there, I've always been a big fan of like simple iconography for cover art in movies too, which is why I always love like the Jurassic Park poster and the Batman, the Burton Batman posters, especially Batman Returns. There's one particular poster that I actually have hanging in my den, which is the Batman symbol with snow blowing over it. Which I think is what they used for the Atari Lynx Batman Returns game, actually. But it kind of struck me as I was looking through that the Sonic and Knuckles cover really does that well. Sly Cooper did it really well, too.
Yes.
Yep.
But Sonic and Knuckles, what I love about that is you've got the two very stylized heads of the main characters, but it also kind of shows off the lock-on technology because there's sort of like the zipper border in between them that meant to look that way, which I just always appreciated. I thought it was really clever. And I just love any kind of movie poster or game poster. Mortal Kombat, another great example, where you just have a very, very prominent, recognizable icon. It's not covered with text or anything too busy. It's great.
Right.
Way of the Warrior.
That was the next one I was going to list. If I kept going down the list, that was the next one.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. Is that it?
Good question. I like that question.
Very good question.
I'm glad we covered it this time.
Me too. Is that it?
I don't know. You're the host, bro.
That's it.
You tell us.
That's the end.
Okay.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. I said Twitters, didn't I? @P1
Probably.
Podcast on social media,
There you go.
Blue Sky and Threads.
There you
Not
go.
Whatever the fuck
Whoa.
is.
See, Greg, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. CJ's
He's
he's
on a
what tonight.
tear tonight.
I don't
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Oh. Yeah, internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward. You'll find Generation 16 episodes, and you'll find show notes and links to all the things we talked about during the episode. And you'll find a link to our Discord server where we can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on oh golly, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Twitch televisions, all over the dang place. Just follow one of our social media accounts to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday evenings at 5:30 Pacific time. So join us, won't you? And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. We need to get CJ down off of whatever high he is on right now. So we need to get all the muscle relaxants that we can afford.
Why muscle relaxants?
I don't know. You seem real tense.
I'm not, though.
You seem
I'm not at all tense.
real on edge. You
Not
seem like you're
tense.
boiling over.
Nope.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is my goodness. No, we won't pay to help any of us out. We're going to pay to help out our podcast. That's what you're. We'll let this machine grind us up and spit us out, folks. But it'll keep our show running and streaming and all that stuff. And I'll tell you what. You know what? You drive a hard bargain. I think what we're going to do for you is, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you will gain special access. I'll talk to CJ. He can probably hook this up, but we will get you special elite access to a completely different and new bonus episode.
What?
We record it right after this every week, where we play games, crack wise, having fun, doing all that stuff we can't do on the regular show. So, join us. But CJ,
Yeah.
I'm compelled to ask.
Yes, Phil.
I've recently been discussing our after shows
Have you?
with our beloved listeners. I was just talking with them about this just moments ago,
Okay. All right.
and that got me thinking, as it so
Yeah.
often does.
Sure.
Is there some sort of game or something that we'll be playing this week?
Phil,
Yeah. No, I'm just curious.
I usually try to shelter you from these things.
And I thank you for
because
My
What?
my delicate constitution can't handle it.
delicate constitution.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say that yes, we do have a game.
No. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was good.
It is a Star Trek quiz.
Oh no.
So we didn't have a Star Trek minute this week, but we will sure have a Star Trek after show.
Oh dear. What is this, a listener provided?
It is. It is a listener provided after show. Yes.
Okay. Is it about a particular
Star Trek.
series? Is it a catch-all?
It seems like a catch-all.
Okay.
Mostly next gen. So
Okay.
Looking at the title. Yeah. So
you know,
we'll just have to see.
Dana and I, we've been watching Enterprise,
You mentioned that. Yeah.
which is the only live action Trek that we have not seen so far. We just finished up season 3 of 4. We've started in on the first couple seasons of first couple episodes of season 4.
Yeah.
Enterprise got good.
Okay. All right.
Enterprise got real good. Like all of season 3 was great. And season 4 seems to be continuing that trend.
Nice.
I was shocked. Absolutely shocked.
Let's see.
I was not expecting it to get like really good, but it got good.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't quite as surprising as Strange New Worlds being good.
Strange New Worlds is great.
Because I was so prepared to not like Strange New Worlds because I really didn't like Discovery and so when Strange New Worlds premiered and I liked the first episode, I was very confused. I was kind of waiting for the other shoe to fall. I was like, well, that's a fluke. And then it kept going. In every episode, I was like, well, that's weird because that was good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be getting bad at some point though, right? But then
Still
it didn't.
hasn't.
And then it didn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, I'm looking forward to this Star Trek quiz.
Me too, because I might actually have some answers.
You can contribute this time.
Oh, I can.
That's good.
Great. It's gonna be great.
And I'll tell you what,
I'll be here too.
Greg will also be here. You know some next gen though, right?
Nah, very little.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one's Data?
I mean, I can answer that.
Right.
That's the one Whoopi Goldberg played, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know.
Okay.
You know it.
I can help.
Okay.
Whoopi Goldberg played Guinan.
Yeah.
On Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Hell yeah. She's great too. Like I love Guinan as a character. Guinan's a great character. Anyway. Yeah.
We talked about the episode where they got turned into kids, right?
We did.
And the girl who plays young Guinan is outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good episode.
It's a
Anyway.
great episode. Yes.
Anyway.
More of that in the after show.
If you have a couple bucks left over, why don't you go, you know what? Greg puts up with so much every week.
It's true.
Why don't you go over to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a supporter of the $3 variety,
that's so cheap.
So cheap.
Oh,
it's almost sinful.
Sinfully good deals over at patreon.com/Greg Seward.
You get access to every video I put up a week early.
Oh my gosh.
So why wouldn't you want to do that? But hey, you know what? Head over there anyway, because I've been putting up weekly updates on the different videos I'm working on. It'll keep you up to speed on what's happening. But I would really appreciate your support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it then.
CJ?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Phil.
Oh, you got it, dude. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Philip.
Of course, of course. And as always, a big old thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single darn one of you. As always, please take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. And I hope, and we all hope, to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Toodles.